welcome back, and welcome back again. You are listening to the Gotta Have Faith Show. I'm so excited to be here on today. And with the Gotta Have Faith Show, we are bringing you all the real estate strategies that you ever can really think of. And today is a special day, okay? Today is Thankful Thursday, and I have one of my good friends in the building. I'm going to introduce you guys to her in just a moment. She is amazing. You don't want to miss this. If you have rental income and you have messy tenants and you are so tired of those tenants, you might want to stay tuned, because what we're going to unveil for you is going to be a game changer for 2025. And I got my girl here, my really good friend here, that's going to lay out the strategy for you guys, and she's not gonna hold anything back. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and introduce her, because I'm just so excited about this. So my girl Nina, she studied civil engineering at SIU, obtaining her bachelor's degree in civil engineering before pursuing her real estate career. Passionate about establishing herself as an entrepreneur, building wealth on her own terms, empowering her community through real estate was her passion. Along the way, Nina did some other things like loan origination. She did insurance. She was an insurance professional, and then she finally figured it out and developed a staging company and became a real estate sales rep. Okay, now continuing to leverage her experience, she used real estate as a vehicle to get to her goals and also to help her clients out. In her free time, she likes to roller skate, she likes to box, she likes to step, and she also works out. I'm so excited for you to be here on today. Nina, welcome.
Thank you, Faith.
Yes.
So proud of you.
Thank you. And it is such an honor to have you here on the show, Nina. So I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. Tell us how did you actually, what happened with you and how you determined what field that you were going to go in, like civil engineering. Tell us a little bit about that, what your college experience was like. Give us a little background about who you are and how you became this powerhouse of a woman on today.
Okay, well, Nina Elizabeth, born on the south side of Chicago.
Okay.
I was the Catholic school girl, went to Catholic school my whole life, Catholic grammar school, Catholic high school.
Nice.
Shout out to Marian Catholic. Was always like smart in math and science. I'll be honest, I wanted to be a doctor.
Really?
Most of my childhood. I said I wanted to be a doctor, I was going to be a pediatrician or a neurosurgeon or something. And when I found out how long you had to be in school, I changed my mind. I said, you know what? I think I would rather build and design. And I wanted to be an architectural engineer, but I fell into civil because I had scholarships, and my parents wanted me to stay in this good state of Illinois.
Okay.
So made my way to SIU. Had 5 years of intense engineering training.
Wow, but you got to be really smart to do engineering, actually.
I was pretty smart.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
pretty smart in high school and in grammar school. I was pretty smart.
So your parents kind of helped shape you in a sense, like encouraging you to go to do like civil engineering and stuff like that. Did they encourage you to do that?
Well, they definitely fostered it. I mean, like I was a kid in like math camps and science camps, and just like I was interning, from my uncle, like at a very young age. I just was a technical person, just so. Like I said, it was architectural, then civil, and then I found out architecture and civil had nothing to do with one another.
Okay, so for the listeners, that don't know, like, tell us exactly what civil engineering is, because that's a pretty lucrative field. I kind of looked it up, had some information. It's a pretty lucrative field. Tell us exactly what is civil engineering.
Civil engineers are responsible for the underground utilities.
Okay.
They're responsible for all the foundations and the design of these skyscrapers.
Oh, wow.
The roadway system. Civil engineers, we design traffic light signals. We do the surveys for the homes, the plats of survey.
Wow, okay. So did you ever work in that field, or did you just kind of get your degree? And
No, I worked in the field. Okay. So I had a co-op is what they called it.
Okay.
With the Illinois Department of Transportation.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
nice.
it was supposed to be for my entire college career.
Okay.
But I was not a very, school came first.
Right, exactly.
School
so came
I
first
think
because you're smart. You're very smart.
Right.
So you wanted to focus on your studies.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I did work a couple of years with IDOT.
Okay.
I came out of school. I worked for some of the top black engineering companies in Chicago.
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with Millhouse Engineering. Shout out to Wilbur Millhouse.
Yes, there you go.
Worked for infrastructure engineering. Shout out to Mike Sutton.
Okay.
And these were, powerhouses like 20 years ago, and now they're huge. They're in Chicago. They're all over the world.
Wow,
so. That's
amazing. Now, Nina, I know you kind of bounced around just by reading a little bit of your profile here. I know you kind of bounced around a little bit. You did some insurance, and then you did loan origination. What shifted your focus from civil engineering into these other fields?
While I was an engineer, what I also found out was that the $40,000 that I was making was not a lot of money.
Yes. So
it was not a lot of money. So yes.
You said something really interesting, and I'm not going to bash college because we need continuing education, but a lot of the times, the college students, they get out of college and they're only making $40,000 and they have a ton of student loan debt. And I think that's a little, I think we need to kind of fix that idea of going to college and making a ton of money, but not being able to secure a job and having a ton of student loan debt. So I think that's just kind of like, I think that's a little shady.
It makes no sense.
Exactly. So you kind of bounced around.
I did maintain my job as a civil engineer, but I had an interest in more money.
Okay.
And I was a technical person, so a friend of mine was deeply rooted in real estate. She was a real estate appraiser at the time.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And this was when the subprime market was really, you didn't need a license.
Okay.
To be a loan originator.
Wow. Okay.
So I basically, signed up with a mortgage brokerage, and I became a loan originator.
Wow. So what does a loan originator do? Is that the person that approves the loans, or?
No, basically it's what we are as real estate brokers. We're the salesmen for the loans.
Yes.
So we sold the product of the loans.
Got it. Okay. So for example, what type of products might that be?
We did FHA and conformance things back then, but it was the 100% down, 600 credit score. Yes. No cash reserve.
Wow.
They wanted to really set the world up for failure.
Yes, they did.
Sure. and did. Stated W-2 employees.
Wow.
So they had a lot of programs and products, but I did at some point take a class and learn, the ins and outs of loan origination. as well as got licensed, at some point.
Yeah, so you got your real estate license. And how long have you had your license?
Well, my real estate license I've had since 2012.
Wow, so over a decade of experience in the real estate industry. So guys, she knows exactly what she's talking about, because before during the crisis, things were rampant. The 2008 crisis, mortgage crisis, things were crazy. And if you was able to maintain during that time, you are a true real estate trooper, okay? Because everybody was laid off during that time, and the world was in chaos because we had the financial bubble, the mortgage bubble. So Nina knows exactly what she's talking about, and she's still in the industry today. So that is very, very powerful that you can actually stay in the industry and maneuver through those cycles like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was in that shuffle. I mean, I went through a bad point at that time too, because, we all thought, in certain areas, the Olympics was coming, and this, that, and the third, and we got these high interest rates. So pandemic, that 2-3%, I mean, back then it was like a combined 10%, a combined 9%.
Wow.
People were doing 80, 20s. I mean, just like, it was a very volatile time, because a lot of those properties were basically underwater when that crisis came. So that's why people couldn't sustain. Like me, I tried to pay my mortgages.
Yeah.
And, it just ended up going all bad. But that's what transitioned me from loan origination, because a lot of times during that time, they blame the appraisers, the attorneys, the loan officers for the bubble. But they were supplying the ammo. They were supplying the gun, the ammo. We were just shooting it.
Exactly.
So it was like, okay, well, a lot of people went to jail.
Yeah, they did.
And I decided that being a loan officer was too much liability.
Yes, there you go. So
you have to be a private investigator almost.
Yes. You're absolutely right, and they're held to higher standards. So at this time, when everything was going crazy, did you switch up your strategy? Because I know you stayed in the real estate industry. Is that how you came up with the short-term rental strategy that you're currently using now?
Excuse me. You know what?
Oh, that's okay. So we're going to talk about how she came up with her strategy. And this is absolutely amazing. You guys don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this, okay? Listen, tune in, share this with a friend, because she is going to lay it all out on the line, okay? And Nina is the devil. The devil ain't no good. You see that? He's trying to make her choke up, because we got some powerful information for you on today. So he's trying to make her choke up, but that's okay. We calling on the angels right now. We calling on the angels right now to do it for us, okay? Because he's trying to take her voice away from her, but we still gonna get this information out to you. So Nina, tell us about this short-term rental strategy that you perfected over the years. Tell us a little bit about why that is such a good. You know what, Nina? Go ahead. I'm not gonna say nothing. Go ahead. I'm excited about this. This is what we've been waiting on.
So, of course, the short-term rental strategy came about just because I noticed that, like the rents are super high, the cost of living is super high,
Absolutely.
The mortgages, the taxes, and so we had this strategy was out there. It was being advertised, Airbnb. They made it seem so unreachable. You know what I mean? So unobtainable to our community.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was just my idea during the pandemic, just researching, everybody's at home, we were able to work. So, we were moving around and it was able to identify needs. And the need was creating more wealth You know, being able to
Absolutely.
to sustain, you know, just like the inflation and all the things that are, you know, inhibiting us for acquiring wealth. So the short-term strategy came about just on a humbug. I'm a stager, right? So I have a 10-year staging business as well.
Which is phenomenal.
Fill space.
Yes, check it out. Make sure you go on social media, follow her for Fill a Space. And we don't have a whole lot of time to get into like the Fill a Space, but that's absolutely amazing. I've seen her work, okay, which is absolutely amazing. So with the short-term rental, you can avoid these messy tenants that don't want to pay. Now, every tenant is not a mess, but the messy tenants is what causes landlords to lose a ton of income between going through the eviction process. The loss of rent, that can run you over $10,000 easily. And with this short-term rental strategy, you are able to boost your income tremendously. Now, Nina, what is the short-term rental strategy?
Short-term would be more like weekends, more of a vacation home strategy. And those are good in certain areas. Okay. Definitely the rate is so much higher. So just say if you at 30%, your rent could be for the whole year. You know, 30% occupied, 70% vacancy. Could basically be very profitable for some homes. But who wants to have their home vacant 70% of the time, or even 50% of the time? So that's where the midterm strategy was birthed. So everything, you hit a ceiling. So we did a test of a home in Oakland, and it did wonders. You know, we made six figures.
Did you use the short-term, midterm
We did the short-term strategy.
Okay, so short-term strategy, did you use Airbnb? What platform
I used Airbnb. Okay. Used Verbo. But we got most of the business Airbnb. It was some direct marketing, some direct bookings. So you have perfected how to obtain these actual midterm and short-term tenants. You know exactly where to go in order to find these people to boost the income of the investor or the landlord. Is that correct? Yes. The misconception, though, is that as long as the place is nice and furnished, it will rent. It will rent for these certain numbers. Like everything has to be tastefully designed. You know, that's where the staging and the decor thing comes in, because you know you want something very nice for people. So I think taking it to the next level. And now, I mean, of course, if you want to get started and buying, you know, inexpensive items, because there is a way to design on a dime. For sure.
But I think that's good for you, Nina, because everybody don't know how to do that. Because you say design on a dime, and people go like, okay, I'm going to go everything from a thrift store. But
no.
That's not what you're talking about.
No.
Okay,
meaning new pieces, sturdy pieces, nice pieces that you would want to live on. And sometimes that does not come off the marketplace.
You absolutely
I'm just saying. Right. I don't want to just like, I'm not hating on nobody's style, but just like, man, we got an old wingtip chair from 1990.
We don't want that.
That's going to be enough.
That's going to be a hard no.
Like, you should not have that in your short or midterm. Less is more. Yes. You know, less pieces, nicer pieces, like, you know.
Right. And then if they want to find out how to run their numbers, because there is also another strategy to run your numbers in order to find these properties. You don't want to overpay for the properties. Let's just say you are an investor, you're a first-time investor, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna get into real estate, and I want to use this short-term, midterm strategy. I'm gonna go buy me a place. There is a certain number and a certain formula that you need in order to run your numbers so you can be profitable in the long run. So we don't want you to go out there and start just buying up property. You have to know exactly what you're doing. And Nina, how can they reach you if they needed help? How can these people reach you so you can help them with these short-term rentals and helping them run their numbers?
Okay, well, they can. Our office have websites.
Okay.
You know, we
What's your
have
website?
ORES Chicago. No, ORESChicago.com.
ORES Chicago.com. Correct?
Yes.
So you want to go to the website and you're going to fill out that contact form, or you can also DM me if you want some additional information, because this is powerful. This strategy will allow you to boost your income. I'm also, and Nina, it's funny that you said that, because I have been following you on social media and I saw you mentioning insurance relocation. I saw you mentioning Airbnb, and I just happened to fall into that. I had no idea what it was. I had a vacant property that I was working on, and I had a insurance claim. The house, something happened with the house, and they was like, oh, we need a midterm rental. And I'm like, what's a midterm rental? So I just kind of fell into that space. And then when I saw you doing your thing, and I'm like, I don't know, the algorithms are so crazy. You just popped up in my algorithms.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's doing it too?
Yes.
So it's absolutely amazing. And this is 2024 was my first year doing it. And I know you've been doing it for a while, right?
It's definitely a wealth conversation for, you know, I would say to 3x, 4x, 10x your rental income. You have to do a midterm rental. You're gonna be less liable for tenants. That really, the time to get them out is like 6 to 9 months, $2,500 or more. I mean, that is a portion of your furnishings for your midterm rental.
Yes.
You rent to professionals. They are taking care of your things. You know, like it's just a great strategy. Midterm is 30 days plus. If you want your home on Airbnb, less than 32 days, you have to have a registration.
Yes.
The city wants to be in your pocket.
They do.
Midterm is going to even supersede that.
Wow.
You can put your home on Airbnb for 32 plus days. You don't need any registration.
And Nina, let me just help the listeners understand this. We don't want you going to Airbnb unless you are savvy with it, because just because you put your property there does not mean you're going to get bookings. There's a certain way, a perfected strategy that you need in order to make money. And we have the information. We don't want you saying, well, they told me to go put my property on the market. No, that's not everything that goes into it. So working with a professional is the key to your wealth. Yeah, you're going to have to share some of the wealth, pay the fees and stuff up front. But once you get the hang of it, then you can go ahead and take it over. But so my recommendation is to hire a professional.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
I definitely agree. I mean, I have clients that have doubled back.
Yes.
You know, 6, 9 months later saying, oh my God, can you please come and help me? I was like, so you let your house sit for 6 months?
And not got anything.
Yeah.
So Nina, we're going to go ahead and wrap up.
Okay.
How can they get in touch with you one more time?
Okay, please visit Owners Real Estate Services. We are located in the Bronzeville area, Chicago, 4650 South King Drive. You can find me on Facebook, ORES Chicago. You can find me on Instagram, ORES Chicago. And our number is 773-917-1711. You know, we take phone calls still. We old school.
Absolutely. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday. All right. Be blessed. Yay. So, guys, you want to make sure you get in touch with us, okay? We just went off the air, but you want to make sure that you're getting in touch with us, because professional advice is the key to your success. Don't sleep on that, right?
No. I mean, we could do better. You know, just absolutely. Like we reach certain ceilings, you know what I mean, and then we could do better.
Absolutely.
They used to say CHA was the echelon of the rent.
But we found another
strategy. Like we wanna grow, we wanna get wealthy, and these are some of the different ways that are outside of the box. that aren't in our communities. So it's a need.
It's an absolute 100% need. Okay?
Yep.
So you guys, you want to make sure that you stay tuned in, tapped in. Follow me for more stuff just like this. I love you guys. Bye-bye.